Welcome to the Dental Marketing Heroes podcast, your ultimate resource for mastering the art and science of dental marketing. In each episode, we explore the latest strategies, insights, and success stories to help elevate your dental practice to new heights. And now, here is your host, the President and Chief Marketing Strategist at Outsourced Marketing and Dental Marketing Heroes, Ian Cantle.
Hey everyone, it's Ian Cantle here from Dental Marketing Heroes, and I'm excited to welcome you to today's webinar about how to dominate Google Maps for you for dentists. And today I'm going to be sharing expert strategies to ensure that your practice stands out at the top of Google Map listings. You'll learn how to optimize your profile, boost your local SEO, and track your success to stay ahead in a competitive marketplace that you find yourself in. You're in the right place, and I just want to start by saying getting ranked on the Google Map listings needs to be part of your overall internet marketing strategy. If you think about how we can really maximize your lead flow via the internet, we need to think about foundationally where this sits. We want to have a good website that's built to convert, and then we want to make sure that it's ranking in the Google Map listings and in the organic Google listings. It's coming up there where your patients and your prospective patients are searching for a dentist. And then we want to take some rocket fuel and put it in there behind it and run some paid search ads. And by putting retargeting in place so we can track the people that get to your website and bring them back, especially those that don't convert. We want to make sure that we're in some of the paid and free online directories. And then we want to make sure we're leveraging smart marketing strategies and marketing automation to convert the leads that we get at the highest level possible and leverage email and text messaging to turn them into lifelong patients. They choose you as their dentist again and again. This is what we call our digital dominance method. And it's the big picture of how to really maximize your lead flow via the internet. And earlier this year, we did our marketing strategy and planning webinar where we mapped this out at the high level. We then had a session on the new SEO formula for dentists, specifically how to set up your website to rank organically and the other elements, SEO elements you need to have in play to attract more patients. And the month before that, we talked about how to set up your website to convert. It covered things like what do we want to have on our website and the messaging to make sure converts at the highest level possible. We looked at Google Business Profiles and how to leverage those to attract more patients. We talked about direct mail last month, and today we're going deep on Google Maps. So I just wanted to give you this high level framing of where Google Maps sits into this. Google Maps is not a silver bullet, but it is a vital element of your marketing strategy. You do Google Maps as part of your overall strategy to truly maximize your lead flow. And if you want to go back and access any of those other trainings, please do so. They are on our website. They're also on YouTube. Just reach out to me or visit those. What will we cover today? Here's what we're going to be diving into on today's session. We're going to talk about the latest changes with Google Maps listing. And like I said, the Google Maps are constantly changing. Used to work before, could actually be hurting you today. So we're going to talk about what's the latest and greatest. We're going to talk about the 5 things that could actually be drawing your listings down. Sometimes I talk with dentists who say, I used to rank at number 1 for all of this stuff, and now I don't. What happened? There's 5 potential things we found that could really be pulling your rankings down on Google Maps. We're going to show you those and what you need to do to get around them. We're going to also, before that, talk about how to know how you're ranking on Google Maps. That's really important. And then I'm going to share some tools with you to say, hey, look, use this tool to do this part of the equation. Use this tool to do this. And we'll make this really straightforward, really simple, and most importantly for you, very applicable. So you can walk away from today's session with some very specific next steps and very clear on what you need to do next. Here's what we're going to also talk about: the proven model of ranking in the 3-pack. And I already mentioned the tools that will help you do the heavy lifting. I love sharing free information with you because I am passionate about helping dentists and dental practices thrive. So to that end, if you stay till the end, you'll get a free ebook on mastering Google Business Profiles for your local business. So there's the prelude. Let's dive in. And I think before we can really even talk about how to rank on Google Maps, we need to spend a little bit of time just evaluating, does Google Maps still matter to your practice? And you might wonder that because you've noticed the search engine results. Listings have changed, right? They've changed a lot. You may be asking, do Google Maps really matter to my practice? And the short and resounding answer is yes, absolutely. But let me prove to you why this is. So here's the reality. When we go to Google right now, or your patient goes to Google, more importantly, right now, and they type in your city plus your service. So they live in Orlando and they're looking for a dentist. Boom, they get this. They typically type in something like that, Orlando dentist, or maybe they're looking for a cosmetic dentist or dentist near me. And as you can see in this example, we usually have 1 to 3 paid ads above them in the map listings. And also above this would be some additional ads. We've got the map, and then we've got the organic listings below that. And here's what we found, what we're seeing right now as it sits today. More than 49% of clicks and calls are coming in directly from people clicking on the Google Map top 3 listings. And Google is trying to make more money on pay per click by putting an ad at the top of the results. But still, consumers still click on the organic map listings more than they do on the ads. They want to look at your reviews, and that's where they're clicking. And that's where they're calling. We see more than 49% of the traffic comes through those top 3 positions. So it's really important to be at the top 3 positions, if not the first position. So yes, without question, Google Maps is important, and it's worth the energy and attention to really get this dialed in. And when you rank in the top 3, it can make a difference to your lead flow for your practice. So let's look at a real world example. When we reviewed our clients' attributions of leads, we found that 48% of leads came through their Google Business Profile and Google Maps listings. And when we looked at the first-time callers, and that number rose even higher to a whopping 63%, first-time callers were coming from their GBP and Maps. To further show this, we found one client who received over 68 new leads alone from Google Maps in 1 month. 68 new. That's more leads than many dentists get from all of their marketing activities in a month. Let me say it again. Google Maps drives calls. It's important. You can't rely on pay per click alone. It's a vital part of your search engine optimization strategy. And here's what you need to do. I want you to know what I'm going to show you matters, and we have a proven model to get the result. And a lot of us have been programmed to think it's all about paid search, so we just have to up our paid search click budget. When the reality is we've seen the lion's share of leads are actually coming through organic search. And so, yes, you want to do paid search. It's a great layer on top of your organic results and efforts, but you want to be tapping into all of the lead sources that are out there. But you don't want to rely on that alone. You don't want to sleep only on organic SEO, and you don't want to sleep on Google Maps. Google Maps is the new front door to your dental practice. In this webinar, also to not only get on the map, but how to stay at the top and stand out from your competition. So Google Maps dominance is absolutely critical for your dental practice and for practices that want to grow, to attract more new patients, and outpace your competition. Let's look at the biggest changes to Google Maps. I'm going to talk about some of the changes just because you need to know this is constantly changing and constantly evolving. But then we're going to dive into what you need to do within your website, within your Google Business Profile, within your Google Maps optimization to get ranked really well. So the changes over the last 3 to 5 years are really big and quite important. The first is that map results dropped from 7 on the first page to only 3. Sorry, I added a last minute one, which is about Google is now using AI enhanced search suggestions, and their AI is trying to predict better suggestions for users' queries, providing more accurate local listings. This is a very high impact to your practice, and you must ensure you're continuously providing the right signals to Google in order to get your location to show up. You need to make sure that about your locations, updating your Google business profile constantly, optimizing it to the max, including local keywords, detailed business descriptions, detailed products or service descriptions, with links to your website sections to those products, because you're trying to send as many signals as possible to Google for its AI and its traditional method algorithm of serving you up as the best choice to consumers looking for a dentist. Google's also built in some new visual elements for listings. Google's now including more visual elements in its listings, things like uploaded high quality photos, short videos, your reviews. You need to ensure consistent branding. And when you optimize your products and service sections on your Google Business profile, make sure you include photos, and you can now even include emojis or bullet points in your business descriptions. So again, it's always evolving. You haven't touched your Google Business profile in a long time. You absolutely should be in there at least once a month, updating and improving everything. Videos. Video is one of the most digested forms of content, the most consumed forms of content today. And therefore, Google has added the ability to upload short videos to your Google Business profile. So you need to upload good quality videos that are engaging, promotional, that they showcase your clinic, that they showcase your products and services. They include testimonials of real patients. Make sure they are below 30 seconds long. This may change, but right now they can only be 30 seconds long max. They have to be less than 75 megabytes in size, and that they're in the MP4 format, which most phones can do. Google now shows links to your social media profiles. Again, this is a signal. Google wants to see all of the signals that you're a legitimate business, that you're the best dentist that they can send traffic to. So this is a very good way to send signals to Google about your social involvement. So make sure you add all of your social profiles to your Google Business profile in order to send these signals. And it will also encourage people to check out your social profiles. Automated, I already covered the Google Map listing, reduced from 7 results to 3. Again, this is always in flux, but that's important to know. Also, an automated Google Business Profile updates by Google. I have a yikes beside this one because this is actually pretty scary. Google, within its algorithm and also fed from people's responses, can actually update your information in your business profile. And if you do not check these updates regularly, these can actually be implemented if enough time has passed. So things like your business hours, information about your business can actually get changed by Google's algorithm or by other people. Super scary, especially since we are constantly monitoring our own Google business profiles and our clients' business profiles and optimizing them. We see all sorts of changes that are improperly put in place by Google that need to be deleted. So very important. Always check on these updates. Get into your Google profile at least once a month. Check these out and make sure that it hasn't changed things inappropriately and that all of your information is correct. It's another good reason to constantly go in there. Google is now serving up paid ads and map results. I showed you that. So it's another reason to do paid ads, because if you want to dominate the Google search results page, you have paid ads at the top, you got paid ads in the maps, and you got paid ads in the bottom. Google has also increased scrutiny of reviews. So over the past couple of years, you may have experienced this, but a lot of real reviews were deleted. And this is because Google's algorithm was trying to find fake reviews and get rid of them, because Google reviews at one time had a lot of fake reviews. It's much cleaner now. They went through this big cleansing process a couple of years ago. but legitimate reviews were deleted as well. It's another reason why you need to dial in your reputation management process and system in order to constantly be asking your patients to review you. Google's also created a new method of managing your Google business profile. You used to do this through business.google.com. You can still get there from the URL, but ultimately it sends you through to the maps or to Google search in order to manage your actual Google business profile, which manages your map listings. And lastly, Google has launched messaging into maps. And this is another way for people to reach out to you. So it's important to know that Google search results have changed over the years. The maps have changed. And if you want to be at the top of these listings, you need to constantly be scrutinizing what these changes are and maximizing your Google business profile. Impact search results. As you can see here in this example, the search results page has Google search ads, then map listings, then organic results. And you may have noticed that Google has not only dominated the top of the page with 3 ads, but also placed ads within the map listings and then also at the bottom of the page. So you need to own the search results page. I think ultimately the objective for every dentist is to try your best to dominate the search results, to show up not just in the map listing, not just in paid search, not just in organic results, but in every single section. If you run a search for your city and dentist, your city dental clinic, your city dental implants, you're probably going to see results come up for third-party providers like OpenCare, 1-800-Dentist, Yelp, all of those kind of things can show up. You want to make sure that you're showing up on those results as well, because we want you to dominate this page. We want to get as many leads and as many calls as we can for those people that are qualified buyers. They're patients that are looking for a dentist right now. They're looking for your services at a particular moment in time. They are highly qualified prospects, and you need to be there. And the big trend that we've seen that Google has significantly reduced the number of map listings over the last couple of years. They've reduced fake map listings. I talked about fake reviews, but a lot of companies and a lot of people were creating companies that didn't really exist because they wanted to show up in multiple locations of the maps. Google's really cracked down on this, and you can actually get subjugated purgatory, Google Maps purgatory, if you try to play games with Google. And that's really a function of they're trying to clean up spam. They're trying to clean up the dentists that set up a bunch of fake listings just for the sake of ranking on Google Maps. They're trying to game the system, and Google doesn't like that. And so I'm going to talk about some of the things that could be hurting you, but pay attention to this stat because they're really cracking down on this whole fake listing play. So how are you ranking on maps? Google Maps is the new front door to your dental practice. We talked about this. So you need to understand where you are ranking right now, because before you can improve your Google Maps ranking, you need to understand where you stand today. And by using specific tools, you can track where your practice appears and how you compare to your competitors. There's GeoGrids. Grids by keyword are the best way to determine your ranking. There's tools like this one that I'm showing you right here that basically runs a keyword query. So if you say, I want to show up for dentist within this geography, this tool essentially is running that keyword for, say, dental implants at every single one of these locations to determine, are you showing up? Is your location showing up where it should be? Tools like Bright Local, Search Atlas, Local Viking, Local Falcon, Local Dominator, SEMrush. There's a whole bunch of tools out there that have this type of report. They cost money. They take some expertise to run. So I always suggest, like, before investing in software, invest in a great marketing agency partner like Dental Marketing Heroes, because not only do we have these tools already, we know how to read them, we know how to run them, we know how to provide the best information that's going to direct informed decision-making. So what's keeping you from ranking on Google Maps? Many dentists who find their practice not ranking well on Google Maps don't know why. So let's take a look at some of the reasons you're not ranking very well right now. So things that could be potentially hurting your rankings, things that may have actually helped you in the past that could actually be hurting you right now. Number one, you need to actually be really in the location of the area you're trying to rank for. If you're trying to rank in Newport Richey, Florida, you need to actually have a location in Newport Richey, Florida. Trying to play the game of I'm in Doral, but I may be ranking in Miami. Why don't I rank in Miami? You could do all the right stuff, build your website, claim your directories, get hundreds of thousands of reviews, but it's going to be hard for you to rank outside of the city that you're actually in. So a physical location in the city that you're targeting. If you tried to do spam listings in the past, so was people just going out and claiming Google Map listings in the surrounding cities and towns where they don't actually have a location. People still try this today. I've had businesses ask us to do this for them, to use, say, their aunt's house or their cousin's house or their cottage or whatever as a place of business. This is a horrible idea, and you shouldn't be doing this today. Again, it worked 10 years ago. It doesn't work now. That really worked well in 2010, but today it doesn't fly. In fact, it will hurt your rankings. So what you want to do is make sure that you've cleaned up any of those fake listings, because if you don't, Google's going to find them eventually. The AI is getting smarter. The algorithms are getting smarter. They're cracking down on this. It will prevent your actual true listing from ranking. The other thing that could be hurting you is inconsistent map. This is a fancy acronym that means name, address, and phone number. I know it sounds so crazily simple, but you need to make sure that all of the major online directory listings have the same name, address, and phone number listed for your company. And your website has to be identical to this. And your Google business profile has to be identical to this. It needs to be consistent across your entire digital footprint, so to speak. And so you want to make sure that you've got a consistently referenced name, address, and phone number across the web. Not highly technical, but super important. Did you spam your city and the company name or the categories? This was, again, another strategy that many people were using previously, where you would have your dentist company name, your practice name, dash the town you were in. This is called keyword stuffing. Sometimes people try to put the actual services that they did in here and not their company name. And this hurts because Google is clamping down on this. Have you been generating enough good quality reviews in Google and on other properties? Reviews are very powerful and they can help your Google Maps listings. And the last thing that might be hurting your map ranking is incomplete information within your business profile. Again, if Google doesn't have the signals, they can't rank you very well. They can't rank you above your competition, especially. So it's really important that you fill everything out within your Google business profile. The other massive thing that could be hurting your Google Maps listings and ultimately will help your Google Maps listings that you need to understand is that Google has stated very clearly that two of the most important factors for showing up on Google Maps is your proximity to the searcher and the relevance to the search that the person is. So what this means is if your proximity to your location, to the location of the person searching is absolutely vital. If they're searching, if they live in your area, but they're searching from another town, the chances are you won't show up as well. But if they're geographically close to your location and they're searching for your service, they will find you much better. And relevance. If your content on your Google business profile, on your website, are not closely relevant to what people are searching for, or less relevant than your competition, you will not show up as well. This is an absolutely important thing to understand, because a lot of people don't understand that the content that they create is the fuel for their marketing and the fuel and signals for Google and Google Maps. So taking it a step further, advanced local SEO techniques such as building local backlinks and leveraging reviews can give you the edge you need to stay on top. So let's look at some of these techniques and strategies and the tools to help you rank better on Google Maps. So I just want to unpack our proven model that we have found works. This isn't super fancy stuff, but it works extremely well, as you've seen in the examples I've shown. As we walk through this, the first thing we want to do is we want to claim and optimize our Google business profile. This is a free service from Google. You need to go to business.google.com and you can claim your listing. And from there, you've got a lot of things you can play with. And I'll show you some of these things that you can play with, like your images, your name, your categories, your service areas. There's a whole bunch of things. You want to make sure that you've claimed and fully optimized that business profile. So for every single location you have of a multi-practice location. The second thing you want to do is have lots of web references. So this kind of chaotic image actually shows how many of the directories are interlinked with Google at the very center. You, again, want to have your NAP, your name, address, and phone number consistently across as many public websites as possibly can, public directories. There's hundreds, thousands of these directory sites. You want to be listed on every one of them. You want your name, address, and phone number consistently. And that way it says, okay, this company is on Google Maps, and they're also listed on all of these other websites across the web. Number 3 is you want reviews. We talked a little bit about that before, but you want to have real reviews from real patients in your area. I would say all other things being equal, if you're there and your competition is there as well, and they've claimed their listing and they've optimized it, and you've optimized it, and they've got lots of citations and you've got lots of citations, the dentist that has the most legitimate reviews from real patients with the highest ranking, those are the people that are going to win. That is the dental practice that's going to show up at the top. That's how powerful reviews are. And you need to be responding to the reviews as well. So you want to be providing great service. You want to leverage automation. You want to get reviews from real customers in your local area. And I'll be sharing some of the tools to help you with that as we go. So it's like this. Claim your listing, optimize it correctly, and get lots of citations, and build up your review profile on those public sites. And then you need to focus on page SEO on your website. It's making sure that your website is optimized for the cities, for the services, and for the keywords that prospects are searching for. Simple stuff. And we'll dive into this as we go. But these are the key things. These are the key elements that drive rankings and results on Google Maps. As I mentioned before, the very first step you need to take if you do not have a business profile is to claim and optimize it. You need to go and claim your Google Business Profile. It will walk you through a verification step to ensure that you are a legitimate business. So that's step number 1. Make sure you've claimed your profile and you have the login that you can access Google Maps with it. Quick tip. Make sure that you, as the owner of the practice, are a user and owner of your Google Business Profile. Do not just delegate this out to someone in your business that may eventually leave your practice. Do not delegate this out just to your dental marketing agency like Dental Marketing Heroes. If you do delegate it out, make sure they add you as the primary owner of this account. Number 2, because you never want to lose access to this account, whether you use the same dental marketing agency, whether you have a person in your practice or not, you as the owner want to make sure you have this. Number 2 is that you want to make sure that your name, as it sits on the Google Business Profile, is your actual practice name. If you're the Chicago Dental Clinic, you want it to say Chicago Dental Clinic, not Chicago Dental Clinky or Dental Implants or Teeth Whitening. Make sure there's no typos. Some people try to make spam it with a bunch of additional things. Don't do that. It's not hard for Google to look this up. Make sure you use a secure web address for your website, starting with HTTPS. We see this all the time, that people set up their Google Business Profile 15 years ago, and they've never updated this. You want to send the highest authority information signals to Google. HTTPS, Google flat out, if you ever used Google Chrome back when they made this a standard practice, it would actually tell you, you are on an insecure website. So you want to make sure you have your secure URL in there. When referencing your phone number, I strongly recommend using a local phone number, not a toll-free number. This again sends the right signals to Google. You should never use a PO box as your address. Some people do that. And Google has, first of all, it's against their policy. And secondly, if they catch you, they could potentially shut down your Google Business Profile, which would then shut down all of your Google rankings to some degree. You do not want to upload You do want to upload as many photos as you can and try authentic ones that work because those work best. Use stock photography less than you use real photos, right? You want real photos of your team, real photos of your clinic, upload your logo, keep uploading photos and videos as well. Choose all the relevant subcategories within your Google Business Profile. A lot of dentists don't realize this, that there's subcategories of dental implants, pediatric dentistry, cosmetic dentistry. There's a whole bunch of these. Endodontics. You want to make sure, periodontics, you want to make sure that you choose all of the relevant subcategories to dentistry in order to send as many signals as you possibly can. And lastly, make sure that you list your hours for your practice and that you keep these up to date for holidays. Claim your Google Business Profile. This is how it looks. This is one way it looks. Again, there's multiple ways. You've got a home dashboard. You've got a post section where you can post Google posts. You've got an info tab. You've got reviews. You've got messages. So this is what your backend dashboard looks like. Let's take a quick look at the insights that you can get from Google Business Profiles. So a lot of people don't even realize this is here, although Google now sends emails to this effect just to try to inform people. And I would say that your Google Business Profile insights are not super deep, nor are they very historical. You can't look back very far. So again, we use other tools that help us show month over month, year over year reporting for our clients, because this is really important. Are we making progress year over year? This month of this year versus this month of last year. If you scroll down to the customer actions tab, you'll be able to see how many people are calling you from Google Business Profiles, how many requests for directions, and how many visited your website. And is this growing over time? Is it shrinking? Again, it's a nice high level way just to learn a little bit more about how your Google Business Profile is performing. Again, not super deep reporting, but it will help how things are going. Note that most of the data is only available back about 3 months, and it doesn't allow you to do historical comparisons, but other tools you can integrate with your Google Business Profile will allow that. I can't say this enough. Posting photos on your Google Business Profile is really important. And if patients will post in their review of you or post to your Google Business Profile photos of their experience, again, super powerful. Try by adding 2 or 3 photos per month. Just keep it fresh, keep rotating them, and this will help you show up better. It's actually pretty incredible how photos can really help your Google Business Profile show up because Google realizes how important these are to people. So update your photos and add more of them on a consistent basis. Leverage Google Posts. This is Google's form of news or information. You want to be posting at least once every 90 days at the very outset. I would suggest posting weekly, posting bi-weekly. They only stay live for a week or so, so you need to be constantly posting. Respond to reviews professionally. I put that in brackets. A lot of people, and this is actually a plug for why it's helpful to have a third party respond to your reviews and manage your online reputation for you. A lot of business owners and practice owners, and rightly so, feel very personal about their relationship with patients, with staff, with people in the community, because you've invested blood, sweat, and tears into your dental practice. And if you get a bad review, it's a very emotional thing. What's very helpful is, first of all, the first tip is do not respond emotionally. Take a step back. Even better, let somebody else write the response to that review. But if it's a positive review, fantastic. Thank people for their review and say, we look forward to serving you again. But if you get a negative review or even a mediocre review, do not act in anger. Do not carry on this giant conversation about why you're in the right and they're in the wrong. It happens. We see this. You don't want to do that. You don't want to air your dirty laundry online. That's going to be out there for an awfully long time. So be thoughtful. Again, have a third party manage this for you. We manage it for all of our clients. It is super helpful. We circle back with the dental practices we serve if there's a negative review, because we want to understand what happened so that we can respond appropriately. But ultimately, our goal is to drive that person back, to respond in an appropriate manner, to drive the person with a negative experience back to the dental practice to try to resolve that problem. So we're always trying to get people to call the practice to resolve the problem. Sometimes that bridge is burned and you just have to respond in a way that says, we appreciate have appreciated you. We understand that you had negative experience, and you can respond with some other information. People can ask questions through your Google business profile. They can ask, hey, are you open on this date? Hey, do you offer dental implants? Hey, are you a kid's dentist? Hey, do you use mercury fillings? It could be anything. And you, as the dentist, are constantly answering frequently asked questions. So it's important that you respond to people's questions through your Google business profile. But what's really cool about that is that you can seed these questions and answer your seeded questions. So if there's common questions that people are always asking you, you can actually frame their response, and that's really helpful. And again, Google uses response as a signal, but also can interject these into people's search results. Respond to Google messages immediately. People who use messaging expect immediate response, just like texting. If you don't respond within 3 to 5 minutes, it's that form of communication is dead and they think you're ghosting them. Check in regularly. Again, I can't overemphasize this. Check in regularly with your Google business profile because things change constantly. Google makes suggestions that freak them out, but it relies on bots, algorithms, and people's submissions to keep accounts updated. And sometimes people can throw something up there and Google will take it as gospel, and you need to make sure that you check it. So check back regularly. And again, Google's constantly evolving your Google business profile. And so there's new and better ways that you can optimize it on an ongoing basis. So log in regularly, check if there's anything you need to update, check if there's any gaps. There's also like a health status circle at the top that will basically say how optimized your profile is. Do not assume that if it's 100%, that you've actually done everything. Like that's just like a little, that's quite silly because it doesn't represent the truth. So make sure you do that. All right, next, build citations. You want to build out those citations. We talked about how there's hundreds of thousands of these. We want to build out the references to your company's name, address, and phone number consistently across the web. And there's 3 critical parts to that. We want lots of citations. We want you to be showing up on Yellow Pages, City Search, you name it. There's data aggregators. We want you in all of those. Things like Chamber of Commerce. If your town or city has a Chamber of Commerce or a Board of Trade, you want to be on there. You want to be in these industry-specific directories as well. You want to be on RateMD's, your dental association directory, thedentisthub.org, everydentist.com. There's a whole bunch out there, and you want to be in there. There's all kinds of directories out there, and you want to be listed on all of them. Number 2 is you want to make sure that you've covered that auth consistency. Again, you want your name, address, and phone number everywhere to be exactly the same. You can also use tracking numbers that allow you to understand where people are coming from, but you need to be careful how you use those on the directories and in your Google business profile. And then number 3 is we want to limit duplication and invalid information. And that's a big gotcha. If you're listed 3 times on Google with slight differences in your company name or slight differences in your address, that's going to create problems. If you've got lots of duplicate listings with fragmented information, you and your company on those 2nd tier and 3rd tier directory sites, it's going to negatively impact your ability to rank. We want to have lots of listings, but we also want to be consistent on how you're referenced. I mentioned aggregators. This is a huge shortcut to getting across a whole bunch of directories at once. There's these data aggregators like Factual, Axiom, Infogroup, and Newstar, which allow you to, again, input your information once and get spread out across a whole bunch of places. We do this all the time for our clients because, again, it's super efficient, gets you out there on some key channels, but it doesn't cover everything. So you need to also look at the manual ones. Best tools for citations. There's some really great tools out there. We have a few favorites. Bright Local is one of our favorites. Search Atlas is another new favorite of ours. White Spark's out there. Advice Local we've used in the past. Moz Local, a very well-known one because like the 100-pound gorilla in the space, and not everybody loves them because once you stop paying, you actually lose your directory listings. But if you want to get up on an 80% of the directories really fast, you pay a premium for it, but it's a great way to do that. I'm not going to get technical, but the fact is, if you want to get this done and you want to optimize your rank opportunities to rank on Google Maps, these are the things you want to think about, you want to know about, and you need to choose to run down this path on your own, or you can hire a company like ours, Dental Marketing Heroes, where we can do this and we could just handle it on your behalf. I have a great free resource. It gives you an opportunity to enter your company name, your address, and a few basic details. It's free. And what it will do, it will scan the internet and it will tell you how consistently or inconsistently your listings are put on the main websites like Google, Yahoo, like Bing, and on some of the most important directories, the 20% of the equation. And so if you go to the dentalmarketingheroes.com website /free dental SEO report, you can see the link down there and the QR code. Just scan it, enter the information, and you will get a free SEO and citation report. It's super easy. You enter your practice's info, as you can see here on the left. And you get a fantastic report that talks about your key citations, whether it found them, whether it didn't find them, what's correct, what's incorrect, whether there's net errors, where the errors lie in your information. So I highly recommend you go ahead and get that free resource. Here's the QR code again and the URL. So some citation best practices here's some key takeaways. You need to manually claim your Google Business Profile listing. Don't let Yext, don't let any of those other tools do that. Manually claim it because you will have to manage it through there. Then use a tool like Bright Local or Yext or Search Atlas and get listed on the top 50 directories right away. Get listed on the major aggregators and leverage the tool to its max to not only help you register these citations, but to monitor them. Again, this is something that I highly recommend dentists not do themselves because that's what we're here for. You don't want to distract yourself from serving your clients and doing marketing tasks. Even your staff would be better served by letting us do this. So you can see some of the top citation sites for dentists. Yelp is up there. Yelp is both a good and evil. It doesn't work very well in some areas. It's very specific graphically. Some cities and towns have adopted it very much. Some have not. You can see that Facebook, MapQuest, Manta, Yellow Pages, there's a whole bunch of these and they're changing all the time. So don't take this as the definitive list, but it gives you an idea. Here's some other citation places for dentists: Vitals, Wellness.com, Family Dental Directory, Doctor.com, CareDash, Health Profs, and on. All right. Real reviews. We've talked about these. You need to be consistently asking for and getting and responding to real reviews. Don't game the system. Leverage the tools to request a review after every visit. We have something called the review funnel system, which is an automated system that can integrate with practice management software, or we can go through a manual process to do this. But the key is consistently ask and you will receive. You can do printed review cards at your reception desk. You can do tap cards at your reception desk. You can do QR code cards at your reception desk to get people to do it. It's really important to train your staff to plant the seed and deliver a world-class experience. All of those things that are sitting on your counter, if it's a QR code, if it's a tap, they will not work unless your staff prompts people to do them. Things like just asking. And some people feel sheepish about asking people for reviews. Do not. This is a key feedback mechanism to ensure that you're delivering world-class service and support to your patients. This is like every business owner understands the value of understanding customer satisfaction, and your staff needs to understand that as well, that the health of your practice is determined by your customer satisfaction. So train your staff to ask. Make a call after the service to walk them through how to do the review process. Again, you could do something like a voicemail inbox drop. Build reviews and recognition into your company culture. Tools for review automation. Grade.us, we use this one for years. It's a fantastic tool. That's all it does. Review Buzz, Bird Eye, Customer Lobby, we haven't had great success with. Some practice management software says they do this kind of stuff, but not exceedingly well. So there is a ninja hack that works really well to leverage automation. And by automation, if someone has to push a button on your team to request a review, that creates friction. It slows the whole process down. So if your staff is manually requesting the review, I find that 1 in 10 review requests are actually getting done. Some practice management apps, they say they do this, they don't do it exceedingly well, but make sure it can text people and email them. And that's part of the success ingredient. But what we love to do is integrate through an API connection, which we call it's a digital connection to practice management software that allows us to run our best-in-class marketing automation tools, text messaging tools to your practice management software. So when somebody has done a treatment, it pings the system can then send out a text message, an email requesting somebody to do a review, and it's got the link right there for them to do that, to make it super, super easy, reduces friction, gets it done. Step 4, we talked about SEO optimization. So I've done optimization to your website, the on-page elements on your website. This is a huge topic. We have a separate webinar on this, so I won't go into this in huge detail, but just give you a brief overview. We want to ensure that your website is designed to attract, engage, and convert patients. To do this, we need really good content. We need to differentiate ourselves from the competition, and we need to provide a great user experience. You should leverage multimedia to engage visitors with content that will keep them on your page longer. But more importantly, it will create a connection in the form that they like to digest it in. People like to consume video. Number 3, you should definitely build out pages for each of your services and sub-services. Some people take the shortcut of building out a skyscraper page, we call it, where it's just like one big page with all of the services we offer, not in great detail. This does provide Google with the signals that it's looking for. It does not create an authoritative source of information. You don't want short form content. You want long form content. You also want pages that are called location pages that are designed to help you not only show up in your primary town or city or neighborhood, but also the outlying geographies so that you can build out location pages for those areas. And again, it sends a signal to Google that you serve those areas, and you're not gaming the system, you're sending signals. And this is very helpful for you showing up stronger in those outlying areas where you would be weaker naturally. Do not want duplicate content. Every page should be unique. Don't just copy and paste info between pages. We see this all the time when we take on new clients, that their page looks fairly robust, except half the information is the same on every single page. You're not sending anything unique to Google. A uniquely created, high authoritative website will always outrank the former kind. You need to do keyword research before you build out your website, or if you're updating your website, you need to perform keyword research. You need to understand what the keywords are that people are searching for most related to your dental practice and the other dental practices in your area, because you want to know, how do we structure the content, how do we structure the website in order to better target those keywords? Number 7, you want to know those keywords. Once you know them, you need to incorporate them and their synonyms into your page title, your copy, your H1 tags, your H2 tags. You don't need to know any of this if you hire us or something like us. But this point is huge since Google has made it a big change to this, where H1 tags are actually becoming the title of your page and that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of information and things you can do on your website to help it rank better. Meta descriptions are really important. This is a short blurb that shows up in the Google search results. Again, you're sending connections, signals to Google. Your name, address, and phone number needs to be in your footer, and it needs to be consistent. Blogging is really important. You can think of blogging as writing long-form articles about specific topics that people are searching for. So this goes beyond talking about, we offer dental implants. This might be a blog post about the average lifespan, like how long do dental implants last? What is the process for getting dental implants? Pain point, problems with dental implants, what to expect when you get in dental implants. How much do dental implants cost? The number of articles on a particular topic you can do are huge, and these would all link back to your actual service. So you're providing signals to Google. And then Google Core Web Vitals, things like page speed, how long it takes for different things to load on the page. Is it a high, like a page that has a lot of content on it? There's all these things that happen within a website that you need to be aware of that help you rank or not rank. SEO is a topic that I am super passionate about. It's one of our core competencies here at Dental Marketing Heroes. Love talking about, love helping dentists with their SEO, because search engine optimization, your organic search results will always be one of your highest ROI forms of marketing you can possibly, because you're not, unlike paid ads where you have to keep paying in order to get it to work. If you invest wisely in your SEO, it's like a tree. You'll be continuously watering it, continuously investing in it, but not like a Google ad where if you stop it, you lose it immediately. And also Google ads continuously get more expensive as competition rises, whereas SEO, if you do it right, you keep planting, you keep nurturing that tree, it will bear a huge amount of fruit for you as a practice. So our proven formula, we've talked about business profiles, we've talked about the importance of directory citations, we've talked about the vital need for a constant flow of good reviews and responding to those reviews, and we've talked about on-page SEO. Now, let's talk really briefly about off-page SEO. We talked about business profiles, we talked about directory citations, we talked about getting online reviews, leveraging a review funnel system, not just on Google, but on other authoritative sites. We talked about authoritative links back to your website from other websites. These are really important. Creating great shareable content that aligns with what people want. It's truly the essence of our page SEO. If you create great content on your website, people will link back to it, and you can share it constantly on social platforms through email and whatnot. And when you add strategic content syndication, that gets your content out to a broader world and can create very strong backlinks to your website. It should be noted that a simple blog post on your website just doesn't cut it anymore. You have to be strategic in what you're writing about, that it aligns with the keyword research that people are searching for, the keywords they're searching for, and you have to optimize your blog posts for SEO, and you need to get your blog posts out into the broader world, and your blog post absolutely cannot be short form. A lot of people have done, in fact, a client was doing their own blog posting, then we optimize them. Their first blog post that they did was 300 words, and that doesn't cut it. It was concise to the point, but it's not going to send enough signals to Google. You need to have basically 1,000-word blog posts plus going out so that you're sending enough signals to Google. You're authoritative on this topic. And you have to have a system that sends the right signals to Google. And this is where we can help. So let's review what we've covered today to get you ranked on Google Maps. We've talked about on-page SEO elements, how you need pages for services and the main cities. You need to claim titles. You need to optimize your titles, your H1 tags, your URLs, your images. You need unique content for all your pages. We talked about business profiles. You need to claim and optimize your maps, your listings. You can add Yext or some of the other platforms to help manage citations. You need to add major data aggregators. You need to put a system in place for driving online reviews and responding to them. You need to add new citations on an ongoing basis. You need to be creating content on an ongoing basis. You need to push new blog post content out and syndicate it by a search signal engine. You need signals that leverage expertise, authority, and trust. You need to have do follow links. We won't go into the details of that, but again, these are types of links. We need those from clients' websites back to us, from authoritative websites, from our associations. We need our Google Business Profile listing. We need internal pages on the client's website. We need multiple map embeds on our website. We need fresh content. And so a special offer I wanted to get to you. Again, this is an ebook about mastering Google Business Profiles for your local business. It is great for dental practices. You can see that I'm one of the authors of it, along with some other co-authors. It's 35 pages. It's an ebook. It's jam-packed with even more detail than we've covered today in this webinar. And it's free if you use that QR code or that link. And of course, I want to make myself available to you for a free strategy session. Just click on the link in the email that will follow this webinar. Book a time with me. Go to our website, dentalmarketingheroes.com. Check it out. That's where our webinar series are listed. And of course, you can book a discovery call right there. Get your free SEO review and visibility scan. Again, run your free scan. It's a fantastic free tool that will show you where you stand today. In fact, when we're doing strategy sessions for prospective dentists to work with, we always run this report because it's so powerful in helping you understand where you are today. And we want to benchmark where you are today because we want the results that we produce for you to be very clear, very powerful. And if you're ready to have a team of passionate dental marketing heroes work with you, just give us a call, drop us a line. You can reach me at icantle@dentalmarketingheroes.com. You can go to our website at dentalmarketingheroes.com, and we are here to help you. Our next webinar in this series is a good one, and we'll cover the great topic of maximizing end of year benefits to fill your chairs. You can learn how to motivate patients to use dental benefits before they expire and how to create urgency to fill your clinic with high quality leads. What you're going to learn in this webinar is how to communicate with patients about benefits expiration, crafting an effective marketing message, engaging with patients through email, SMS, and some other multi-channel strategies. To register, you can go to our website, dentalmarketingheroes.com, check out webinars. This webinar is on Friday, November the 8th at 12 p.m. We always do these as lunch and learn, so come on out. We hope to see you. Sign up. And don't miss this great topic. And if you need help right now, I absolutely encourage you to schedule a free discovery call or strategy session with me. I would love to meet with you. I'm passionate about helping dental practice owners and dentists thrive in competitive marketplaces. And until next week, folks, keep calm and market on.
Thank you for listening to the Dental Marketing Heroes podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like and subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, or any other major podcast service. If you have a burning marketing question, let us know so we can explore it on this podcast. And until next week, keep calm and market on.